Vinicius Jr., Dembele, and Yamal are all seen as the best wingers in the world. But what about Mikel Olise? Since joining Bayern, he's been absolutely world-class, yet he's still underrated. So today, I'm taking over his entire career to try and get him to a 99 overall, win the Ballon d'Or, and become the greatest FIFA player of all time. So here we go. We're taking over the rest of Mikel Olise's career. But wait, he has gone back in time and is now joining Reading for the first time. And boys, he's back to being 16 years old and not a 58 overall. This guy was absolutely terrible back in FIFA 19. And yes, boys, in order to make winning the Ballon d'Or and 99 overall even harder, we have to start from the very beginning back at Reading. However, there is good news. He is literally the only cam in the entire side, which means at a 58 overall, he is in the starting 11. But just remember, maybe later down in the line, he'll become a right winger. But of course, that won't be easy. Just take a look at these stats. Nothing is over 60. He is the worst player I've ever taken over. But you know what? If we want to get that overall high as soon as possible, we have to go for the Shadow Striker role. But it's now time for Olise's professional debut against Lincoln City. Of course, Reading are currently in League One, as I'm sure one of his goals this season will be promoting to the championship.
Time for my pro debut. This is going to be light work. My dreams, however, won't be easy. I know I'm a techie footballer, but I want to win the treble with one of my academy clubs. It may be in London or in Manchester, or even here at Reading. That is how I will be a legend and win a Ballon d'Or.
And as his debut is set to kick off, it seems like he wants to win the treble with one of his academy clubs. So that means he has to go ahead and win it either at Reading, Chelsea, Arsenal, or Manchester City. And now here comes Mary. Gives it to Olise for his first attack of the game. And straight away, Mikel Olise has scored 5 minutes into his debut. Oh, this guy is a special talent, man. And straight after his goal, he created a brilliant chance that hit the crossbar from the striker. And then he went ahead and had a shot for his own, but missed the opportunity to score. But continued to create chances. Charlie Savage picks up the ball, gives it to Mikel Olise, looking for another chance created. Gives it to Richie, back into Olise, through ball, into Jack Marion with a shot that goes in. Olise gets his first assist of his career. And now in the second half, as Jack Marion gives it to Mikel Olise, looking to create a chance, brilliant through ball, into lane, with a finish, and it goes in. Olise gets his second assist. What a debut he's having. And now with a goal and 2 assists, Mikel Olise had to score another. It's a brilliant debut. 2 goals, 2 assists. He's the best 58 overall I've ever seen. And the whistle has been blown. Mikel Olise is going to have an incredible career. One day win the treble with an academy team he played for, as well as the Ballon d'Or and a 99 overall. Subscribe and comment down below if Olise will ever win the Ballon d'Or and what year. And as Olise got man of the match on his debut, the manager has brought in some help as Chido Obi has joined on loan from Man United. And now that Olise is a 59 overall, surely these two talented duos will take Reading back to the championship. And no, boys, Olise just missed out on automatic promotion, but they finished in 3rd place. That's incredible. But when it comes to the playoff, they are in the final against Luton Town, as they beat Blackpool over 2 legs, man. And Olise is only 1 game away from going back to the championship and potentially impressing some of the biggest clubs in England. And I can't lie, he's had an incredible season. 12 goals and 15 assists. Now sitting at a 67 overall. How has he done it with these stats, man? He's incredible. But of course, it won't be easy. Luton Town were recently playing in the Premier League, and Jacob Brown and Elijah Adebayo have upwards of 10 goals each. Can Olise promote Reading to the championship? But things don't start off well as Luton Town take the lead. The captain of Luton Town, Clark, makes it 1-0. But Luton kept the pressure on as they had an opportunity that just went over the bar as Reading had their first attack. And now it's Matt Ritchie, gives it into Chido Obi, who finds Mikel Olise in the second half. Into Chido Obi, the chance to equalize the game, and it goes in. An assist from Olise gets Reading back in this final. But Reading weren't done just yet, as Olise had a finesse shot that just skirts the bar. And Luton Town had a huge opportunity, but it was a brilliant save from the keeper, as Olise's team had the chance to win the game. Laying on the ball now, looking for that through ball. He finds Mikel Olise, through ball into Chido Obi, 1v1 to send them to the championship. And yes, they have done it. Olise with his second assist, Obi with his second goal. Reading are going back to the championship, man. And the referee blows the whistle as they lift the playoff trophy. Because of Olise, Reading are back in the championship. I see no reason why the best clubs in England are not coming in for him next season.
Back in the championship, easy man. I've shown England that I am one of the best talents. I love Reading, but I think I've outgrown them already. Unless things change, I will listen to offers next season.
As he is at a 67 overall, nowhere near that 99. 69, winning the Ballon d'Or, and winning a treble. So now in season number 2, of course, we're transfer listing Olise as he wants to leave because nothing has changed as of yet. And the first offer has come in, and it is from Wrexham. It's another championship side, a little bit better than Reading, but let's see what other offers come in. And the second offer has come in, but once again, it's another championship club in Stoke City. Same as Wrexham, better than Reading, but I'm not sure if it's the right offer. And one last offer has come in, and it's again another champion side in Queen's Park Rangers. However, QPR are a higher end championship team. This probably will be the best move for Olise. However, before Olise accepts any offers, something has changed, and that Emiliano Martinez has retired from pro football and has become the Reading manager. He used to play there a couple years ago, and Emiliano Martinez takes a press conference basically saying, yes, I've quickly become the Reading manager. I want to give back to the club that gave me my first opportunity. I will be injecting 50 million to the club in transfers, as one day I want to make Reading a Premier League fighting side. And well, when it comes to Olise, it's up to him if he wants to stay or go, but I do plan on playing him in the right wing if he stays. And boys, Olise now has a decision to make: join QPR or Stoke City, or maybe stay one more season for this Emiliano Martinez project, because he's probably gonna bring in a bunch of signings. And I can't lie, Martinez brought in some amazing signings. He's brought back a 74 overall Chido Obi, a 73 overall center back in Tobias Ramirez, Argentinian wonderkid Ian Subibade from Argentina, and finally a season-long loan for Claudio Echeverri, who's contracted to Man City. Olise's decision just got harder.
Dang, I am impressed with the signings from Debut. He is actually trying to build this Reading project. Maybe I can win a treble here. However, QPR is a great offer. Likes of Raza Sterling and Eberechi Eze came from there. I think I will stay at Reading this season and see how this project goes.
And it looks like Olise has decided to stay here at Reading, and just take a look at this lineup. And of course, Dibu Martinez said he'd be a right winger, and he's gone up a +2 now to a 69 overall. But boys, now that he's a winger, it's very clear what's that he needs to improve, and that is his pace. You cannot be a winger with 48 sprint speed, man. It's impossible. So of course, we're gonna have to go for that winger role, as his pace is going to be increased, but as well as his dribbling. But it's time to find out if Dibu Martinez made the right signings, as Olise will be facing Wolves, a team that was in the Prem last season. But Prem side or not, Reading get this game started. Elliott with a through ball into Mikel Olise, cuts inside, gives it to Echeverri, takes a touch, has a shot, and it goes in. 34 minutes of boring football. It's an assist for Olise. Echeverri with his first goal. However, straight away, Wolves equalize the game. Joel Pereira tried to make a save, but it's a scrappy goal as Wolves equalize the game. And that goal really motivated Reading, as Chido Obi scored a goal, but unluckily it was offside. And then they had another shot, but it was a brilliant save by the Wolves keeper, as Wolves took a free kick, which was missed, but sadly it caused a penalty. Can Joel Pereira make a save? It's Arokudare to go ahead and take the lead for Wolves. He goes to the left and it goes in. 2-1. Wolves take the lead, man. But sadly, there was no remontada, as Wolves scored a third and then eventually scored a fourth for the Wolves striker. Reading did well, but then Wolves finally turned up. And the whistle is blown. Wolves pick up the 3 points. It seems like Olise needs to get used to that right wing position. But what a season Olise has had. 13 goals and 19 assists. Has gone up all the way to a 73 overall, while the rest of the attacking new signings have been incredible. But the question is, did they promote somehow to the Premier League? And to my surprise, they actually finished in 5th place, which is a playoff position. But the question is, are they in the final again? And yes, they are. But it's against Everton. This is an impossible game, man. And just like Wolves, Everton were in the Premier League last season, and this is their starting 11. How is Olise and his team gonna beat the likes of Iwobi, Iliman Ndiaye, and Robert Sanchez? I have no idea. And these Everton boys have been incredible. 29-12 for Ndiaye, 27 for Beto, and 10-1 for Barry. I'm not sure if Olise can promote them to the Premier League.
Biggest game of my career, I made a huge decision to stay, and now I need to prove it. I'm used to this right wing spot now, but I must show the Woolard who Olise is. If I ever want to win a treble and a Ballon d'Or, I must show it today.
But Everton started this game off quick, as they had a shot, but it was just missed. And then Mikel Olise went for the shot, but it was saved. Then he produced something special. Gives it back into Olise, looking to get rid of one, gets rid of a second defender, and it's Mikel Olise running down the middle. It's still Olise, 1v1 with a finish, and it goes in. It's a brilliant solo goal as Reading take the lead. But he wasn't done just yet. To score a second here, Olise cuts inside, gets rid of one defender, gets rid of a second. It's Mikel Olise with the shot, and it goes in. It's a brace for Olise, showing out when it matters. And the whistle has been blown. Reading are going to the Premier League. It seems like Emiliano Martinez's plan has worked as they lift the playoff trophy. The question is, should Olise stay at Reading or listen to offers, because I have no idea who would come in for him. And now that Olise is a 73 overall, he's getting closer to that 99, but is still far from the treble and the Ballon d'Or win. And as season number 3 kicks off, Dibu Martinez has a talk with Olise. Martinez tells Olise, "You've been absolutely incredible, and I have full respect for you for staying for one more season. However, if I do want to take Reading back to the very top, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices. And I think it's time for you to move on from the club because you're better than this club. And we can take a huge advantage of your transfer fee to help him continue to build Reading up." So it seems like Olise's time at Reading currently has come to an end, as he is going to be transfer listed and basically has no other choice. And quickly, Olise got his first offer, but it's from Sheffield United. It is a lot of money, but going back down to the championship is not happening. And the second offer has come in, and once again, it's another championship side in Wolves. If Olise is gonna leave, it has to be for a top division club. And well, this third offer is very interesting. It is from FC Porto. Porto might be the only destination for our French winger. But luckily, Olise got one more offer, which he accepted, as he is now joining the Serie A with Atalanta. And if he can dominate in the most defensive league in the world, he can easily start for the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and maybe Reading if they become a super team.
Atalanta, my new club? Honestly, don't care. Maybe one day Reading will be a super team. I can return to win the treble. If not, who cares? Here I aim to perfect my craft and make Atalanta the best team in Italy by winning the league and cup. Serie A ain't ready.
And as Olise has arrived at Atalanta, he is the best right mid / right winger in the side, which means he'll be in the starting 11. And now, thankfully, his pace is looking incredible. I think it's time to work on his finishing by going with the inside forward development plan and try to give him 5-star weak foot as well. But like Olise mentioned, he wants to make Atalanta the best team in Italy by winning the Coppa Italia and the Serie A one day. But it's time for Olise's debut in Italy. It's actually in the Coppa Italia against Palermo. And let's just say Olise got started straight away in Italy. Looking to create his first opportunity, maybe get his first goal or assist. Squares it into Ederson and it goes in. 6 minutes in, Olise already gets an assist, man. And Olise was just on fire as he set up a great opportunity, but sadly the keeper saved it. But he then gave a beautiful pass to get his second assist and finally scored a debut day goal. He gets his first goal in blue and black and is ready to dominate Italy. And the referee blows the whistle. A brilliant debut from Olise, a goal and 2 assists. Let's see how he does in his first season in Italy. And so far, 36 games into the season, Atalanta are sitting in 6th place. They're in the European qualification spot, but nowhere near the league title race. However, boys, in the Coppa Italia, they're in the final against AS Roma. Olise can win his first major trophy. But boys, Artem Dovbyk has been incredible. 33 goals and 2 assists, carrying his whole team to the final. And to be honest, I gotta put some respect on this team. Dovbyk, Mattias Sule, Joao Cancelo, and Dean Henderson and Diabala sitting on the bench as well. But the question is, can Olise do it? Can he win his first ever trophy to conquer half of Italian football? And this game had the looks of a classic as Atalanta got the first opportunity but sadly couldn't put it away. But then the domination of Roma started as they had the first opportunity that went completely wide, and then they had another chance where they failed to score, and then had 2 more great chances but failed to score again as Atalanta was about to change the game. Gives it to Mikel Olise. Can he get the goal? Squares it to Hudson-Odoi and it goes in. Finally, after Olise was getting locked up, he gets the assist to the first goal. However, there is bad news. AS Roma got 2 penalties as Dovbyk scored the first one, and well, here's the second one. Artem Dovbyk to take the penalty again. If he scores this, it might be all over. And Roma win the cup. It goes to the bottom left. 7 minutes left to go. 2 controversial penalties. We cannot lose, man. But sadly, the whistle is blown. AS Roma win with 2 controversial penalties as they lift the Coppa Italia. This close to Olise's first ever trophy.
Man, we just lost in the final. No worries, though. I've gotten much better this season. We just simply have to win the double next year. Simple as that. I will continue to step up to impress my previous academy clubs. Maybe after I dominate Italy, a return is my destination.
But the season has come to an end. 18 and 23 for Olise, though, is very impressive. And Olise has got count up a +5, now at an 80 overall, inching ever closer to that 99. But the Ballon d'Or and the treble still yet to win. But at least there's good news as Atalanta finished in 5th place. And kicking off season number 4, there is good news as Atalanta have improved on their side by bringing in Antonio Nusa. And now this squad is looking so much better, ready to compete for the league title and hopefully win the Coppa Italia this time around. But Mikel Olise just gets better, now at an 81 at just 19. In terms of development plans, it's very clear that his passing needs to go ahead and be improved, so we're gonna go for the wide playmaker role as he gets closer to his 99 overall. And there's good news as we've returned to the Coppa Italia final, but this time against Milan. But in the Serie A, we're cooking with 2 games left. We're 4 points ahead of Inter Milan. All we have to do is maintain and we'll be Serie A winners. But first, we have to deal with this AC Milan side with the likes of Marcus Thuram, Di Marco, Mike Maignan, and even the likes of Santiago Jimenez on the bench. And it seems like for Milan, the goals have been spread out drastically throughout the side. We need to make sure we win this time around. Opens it wide for Mikel Olise for the first goal of the game. It's a brilliant finish. Olise makes it 1-0 already. And straight after that first goal, Olise even got a second. And Milan didn't show up as Olise gets an assist to make it 3-0. 2 goals and assists for Olise, and the Italia is gonna be theirs. And the whistle has been blown. Atalanta lift the Coppa Italia, Olise's first ever trophy. I thought this game was gonna be more difficult, but the Serie A is left to win.
Let's go that Italia was light work. One more trophy to win, and that is the Serie A. I've been the best player this year, and I will finish the job to hopefully return to a former academy club and start the journey to the treble.
And boys, in the final day of the season, Atalanta will be facing Inter. And sadly, Olise and Cole dropped points, which means they're only 1 point ahead of Inter Milan. If they don't win this game, that Serie A title won't be his. But regardless, you have to respect Olise's season. 31-16, his best every year. Now at an 85 overall. Regardless, surely one of his former academy teams should be interested by next season, as he is now at an 85 overall and surely could be on his route to winning the treble next year and maybe even the Ballon d'Or. But of course, this Inter Milan side looks dangerous. Lautaro, Boni, Bastoni, Bisek, and Moussa Diaby, Reece James, and Duranville also in the bench. And Inter started this game off straight away, but thankfully Apollo made a save as Atalanta had their first chance. Here come Atalanta on the counter. 1v1 Olise to finish the goal, and it goes in. In the 25th minute, Olise gets another crucial goal. And after that first goal, Atalanta started playing some beautiful football. Who finds Antonio Nusa? Nusa cuts inside. Brilliant through ball to Charles. Into Edison. Back into Olise. Back into Edison. Touch. Finish. And it's brilliant football from Atalanta. 2-0, baby. But Inter weren't ready to give up as they created an opportunity but sadly couldn't finish it. And it was another chance for Sergi Cardona who couldn't put it away. But luckily, Atalanta scored the final goal. Samaradic into Charles de Catalare. Brilliant ball into Olise. Is he offside? No, he's not. Scores into Edison. It's all over. The league title is Olise's. What a season he's had. And for the first time in who knows how long, Atalanta lift the Serie A title. Olise has his breakout season. Surely he has impressed the best clubs in the world alongside his former academy sides.
Inter were a joke today. Stood no chance. My career at Atalanta is over. Time to go to the Prem, or maybe even a super club. Start focusing on building my name for the Ballon d'Or.
So now to begin season number 5, like Olise said, his time here is over. Let's add him to the transfer list and see what clubs come in for him. And the first offer that's come in is from the Premier League, but it is Aston Villa. That's not a bad offer, but I think Atalanta is currently better. And the second offer that's come in, and it's a huge Premier League side, but it is Liverpool. It is not any of the clubs he started his career with. So that doesn't align with his dreams, but maybe he doesn't even care about that anymore. And the third offer has come in, and it's in the Serie A this time. It is from Napoli. Like I said, not better than Atalanta. 3 offers in already, but none of the clubs that he's interested in, man. But luckily, there was one more offer, and it was from one of his academy sides. And it is, in fact, the Gunners Arsenal. But who knows if he can't do it here at Arsenal? I'm not sure if he cares for loyalty and might end up going to Chelsea, City, or Reading if they're still in the Premier League.
I knew I was good enough. Arsenal, I spent some time here a long time ago. Maybe they are the lucky ones and will win the treble alongside me. However, I'm not one to let it all work out if it don't. No loyalty here if we fail, and City and Chelsea look more possible. I will go there.
So Olise has returned to England and is now in this Arsenal team. And I can't lie, this team looks like can win the treble. in 1 to 2 seasons time. But of course, Olise does not care for loyalty, as these are what his stats look like. Who knows, maybe in a year or two he can be playing for City, Chelsea, or Reading. But regardless, I think it's time to go ahead and continue working on his finishing by going in the inside forward routes. But it's time for Olise to make his Prem debut, and it's gonna be against Chelsea, the team he spent the most time in the youth academy. But as he's an 85 overall, getting closer to that treble in the Ballon d'Or, his goal this season is to win the Premier League only. And playing Chelsea wasn't gonna be easy, as straight away they had a chance that was missed, and from a corner they almost put one in the back of the net, as Olise had his first chance as an Arsenal player. Martin Odegaard holds the ball, and now it's a through ball all the way to Endrick. He lays it off into Mikel Olise with a finish, and what a way to light up your Prem debut, his first goal ever in the Premier League. But that goal really woke Chelsea up, as Andre Santos scored a solo goal, and even after that goal, Chelsea continued to attack, but luckily they failed to score, as Arsenal had an attack of their own but also failed to score, and sadly Chelsea put a second one away, and it goes in. Be over. Arsenal have gotten dominated today, and it's all over. Olise scores a goal in his debut but loses. Winning the Premier League and the treble won't be easy, man. But what a first season. Olise has had 10 goals and 22 assists, but in 45 appearances. He probably had a small injury, but he has now reached an 88 overall, man. He's getting so close to that 99. But did he win the Premier League title? And yes, boys, Mikel Olise has done it by 2 points over Liverpool. I told you he was gonna win the Premier League with Arsenal, which means next year he's missing that treble. And by the way, when it comes to Reading, they're coming back up to the Premier League. No idea what happened to them. It seems like the project must have failed. And to begin season number 6, this is what Olise is looking like. His stats look completely different to when he was a 58 overall at the start of his career. But I think we need to get that pace up, so we're gonna go once again for the winger role. But let's see if we can go ahead and win the treble with Arsenal, get to that 99 overall, and win the Ballon d'Or. And boys, there is no way 32 games in, Reading are sitting in first place, undefeated. Who's in their team, man? But regardless, they're 3 points ahead of Arsenal as they're facing each other next. And when it comes to the top goal scorers, Echeverri has 30 and 14. This guy used to play with Olise. The center back has 19 goals. Savinho is at Reading, and Basso Tuma, I have no idea who that is, but he's cooking. And this is the lineup Olise will have to face tonight. Nobody too special. It just seems like Dibu Martinez did an excellent job managing this team. And the game kicks off with the worst free kick I've ever seen from a footballer, and Reading took full advantage as they went 1-0 up. Reading have gone 1-0 up, man. What is going on this season? But things got even worse as Reading scored a second to double their lead, but luckily Arsenal finally had an attack. This Reading side is so good defensively. Through ball into Endrick with a finish. It goes in. Let's go. It's 2-1. Come on, there's still a chance, man. Through ball into Mikel Olise. Can he get a goal to equalize the game? It's still Olise, and it goes in. Let's go. The comeback has begun. It's 2-2. One more goal to beat the undefeated Reading. But the remontada wasn't to be. Reading get their first ever draw, still undefeated. It's gonna take a miracle for Olise and Arsenal to win the treble this season, man. But now at the end of the season, it's Olise's best ever year. 45 goals, 22 assists, man. Now at a 91 overall, it doesn't seem like he's gonna hit that 99 this season. And yes, Reading have bottled it, picking up 2 losses. Arsenal stayed perfect. That's 1 trophy for Olise. But when it comes to the FA Cup, did they win that? And yes, 4-0 against Tottenham. That's not even a rivalry anymore. They're on the treble. However, they finished in 6th in the group stages. Are they in the UCL final? In the round of 16, they beat Real Madrid. In the quarterfinals, they spanked Liverpool. And in the semis, they spanked Inter Milan. And in the final, it's against Atalanta. You cannot write this, man. Is he gonna beat his former club to win the treble? And boys, when it comes to the Champions League, Saka was a top goal scorer. Maybe it was a swap deal between them. The Catelare with 6 goals and 5 for Kristovic, and Arda Güler with 5. And this is the lineup Olise will be facing. All of them familiar faces. But the question is, can he go ahead and complete his goal to win the treble with an academy club? And maybe complete that Ballon d'Or, because the overall seems out of reach.
From Reading's forgotten youth to Arsenal's relentless star, a 16-year-old boy who never cared for noise, only for winning. He rose through promotion, forged his calm in Italy's fire. Now back with England's elite Olise, one night to turn indifference into immortality.
And now it's Martin Odegaard, gives the ball into Mikel Olise, cuts inside, back into Odegaard, back into Mikel Olise, right-footed finish, and it goes in. Let's go. It's been a tough first half, but Olise lights up the UCL final 1-0 against his former club. The game is all over. The most boring UCL final of all time. Olise's goal gets Arsenal the UCL trophy as they lift it. Olise has won a treble with an academy club. And of course, he lifts the Ballon d'Or. No chance he doesn't. And if you guys enjoyed this video, click on the screen and watch me go from a youth coach all the way to the world's best manager.